Voices on the Street with Bruce Wayne and Fuad Abu Bakr, where we explore timeless wisdom, modern challenges, and the issues that shape our lives. On the Street 919 FM, the official station that defends the nation. The nation, the nation, the nation.
Sweet, beautiful island of Trinidad and Tobago. I want to say good morning and welcome. Firstly, I want to apologize for the late start. Boy, yesterday was a hell of a evening, and then from there, I set my phone to alarm. It never did, and I got up too early. I said, all right, I'm going to. The alarm will go off, so I'll take a little half an hour. And then, well, of course, I got up at 10 to 6 and craziness from there. So I want to say apologies to management, to staff, to our loyal listeners. Inside today, holding on for Bruce. And, of course, if you're hearing me, of course, jumping on the live this morning, Voices on the Street, The Voice. I'm going to be inside here, and I should be joined by Brother Fuad Abu Bakr as well. And, of course, let me do the morning greetings. I'm going to open the lines 342-0081 466-5391. So we'll do the morning greetings, and I will then quickly touch in on our dailies this morning, see what is happening. And, of course, I see we get our budget here, and I don't know, it's nice. It little nice, it little nice, it little nice. And we're going to open the discussions this morning right here, Voices on the Street. So, 342-0081 466-5391. Those are the numbers that you can get in with us. I want to say good morning going on to all of y'all that are locked on the live as well. If there's one thing about our people on the streets, 919 FM, from the time they get that notification, they are inside, or from the time that they hear a voice on their radio dials, they make sure they get themselves in. All right? So, caller, pleasant morning to you.
Good morning, Mr. D.
Hey, man, so you just only call in the morning period. You don't call in the evening again, all right? Is this it, brother?
No, I tell you that sometimes I don't have no money, so you could send a phone card. But
if you use the internet, man, it's WhatsApp you have to call.
No, well, we don't have internet.
Oh, all right, sir.
So I use data.
Right.
So, but I start maybe calling and say hello to everybody and all that. But you know, Mr. Dale, I mean, no, sometimes you may take it as a joke when I tell you about my position, right? But this is something that I've been, because I have a lot of followers in America, right? And this is something that I've noticed that it is not cried in the media, right? America have record-breaking heat waves and continue to break for months. Hundreds of people are dying from in America from heat wave, from the sun, right?
Right.
Then you come and you have this volcano there. That's as soon as hurricane you get there that mash up how much states. And right now the death count is already over 100. Right? But you know, I hear nothing about all that because basically it's still going through the to try to clear roads and this and that. It have highways broken up and all kind of thing. But you know, I noticed that basically nobody's and the media isn't really speaking about that. And I find it very strange if it is basically that the media is falling down on their job and not doing basically the public a disservice by not bringing forth all these things, because these things are important to us.
Right.
Because when I look at it, when we look at all these disasters that are going around the world, right? Doesn't we do trade with all these people and get goods and services from all these people places? So doesn't it automatically affect us? So why are we not? Our interest is not in their, as you say, because America say there's always talk about their interest. What about our interest? We don't seek our own interest. I'm just asking, you know, just thinking out my thoughts out loud.
Right.
It's as simple as different things like that. And you know, Mr. Dale, it was interesting. You know, I don't have the chance really to seen mostly local news. I haven't heard anything about the budget, so I can't speak on that.
Well, don't
So,
worry,
I would not speak on
we will
anything,
keep you updated as to what happened in the budget. Don't worry.
right? Because I have to keep up with going and look to do work, and then basically I have my rules and functions on the internet as an international recognized author. So I have that be there on daily posting, doing my good job. So basically I spend most of my time there. Right after. Now, I was looking something, and yesterday Miss Dissessa and end up. There was I saw a clipping on the internet there with her. Where the people was outside there protesting what I was supporting, or the show of it that we saw already. We saw that script already. We saw it done by the waterfront and all those sort of things. So it's not a new script. I know there is a say, as a writer, when you're writing, you have to study. You have to remember that your words creating images into people's minds. Right. So as basically your body language and all those sorts of things. So you are conscious of that. So I asked myself, I said, what is this that you're doing? You're trying to do what Donald Trump tried to do. Now, if you look at what's going on in the American election, what's going on in Ohio, not what Donald Trump and J.G. Vance doing, that basically now terrorizing the whole place that people they having what is called swatting, because basically with schools and all these sorts of things, Mr. Dale, all these things are going on in America through the elections. And I've been hearing that. I wonder if she's using the same practice down here to try to see if she could inflame people. And basically you expect that basically, well, okay, come down there, basically they're in the city, and this is we'll call PNM stronghold and all that nothing.
All right. Well, come in for a landing. Let me see if I can take some other calls.
Yes, I stop here for now, but I just wanted to put that outside here.
Understood.
And Dr. They're listening.
Yeah, man. And it's very interesting, And the formula of politics is so interesting. I sometimes question as well. But caller, good morning. Welcome.
Morning, Daily Boys.
Good morning, IWER Village.
Oh, yes. As I would say, eat properly, exercise. Just don't want to make a stranger laugh. But I wouldn't say good morning to all my friends. But okay, first I would say morning to you, Dale, and to your family. And happy that you are with us. Sharon Peters and her family, IWER George, giving us this station so we can vent past Google, Naka, and everybody, and Fireman, Malcolm, Olga, all my friends. But they'll, I know time is short, but they'll one day I want to say this, right? And Miss Newgan, they'll, is there any party in this, any political party in this country that ever rile up the people to go out and demonstrate when there is the financial? What happened yesterday, right, Dale? Where the finance minister has to do his budget now. Is there any party in this country? There's only one party who I know and we know who always rile up the people to go on the day at the Red House, right, Dale? Is there any other party that ever does that? Besides the UNC, Dale? PNM never does. And never did it. Now never did it. COP never did it. Dale, that is the only party in the country, Dale, who sends people there at the Red House every budget day. That is the only party of the UNC. That is the only party. But anyhow, my lady, when we eat my class morning and all my friends. So Dale, I don't want to say long, right? But Dale, that is the only party who does that every budget day. No other party, they'll never do it, Dale. So why? But thanks, I'll leave it there, Dale.
All right. I mean, the rhetoric is that is just how the rhetorics go, eh? Really and truly, that's how the rhetorics go. So, guys, remember, Furniture Plus Bagging Bonanza. It's extended for 1 week only. Don't miss up to 20% off appliances and mini appliances up to 20% of smart TVs, 20% of bedroom collections, up to 30% of dining and kitchen furniture, 40% of mattresses, 50% of outdoor furniture, and more. Buy now, play later with affordable hire purchase plans. All Furniture Plus stores open today, and make sure check press and social media for details. Furniture Plus Bargain Bonanza ends this Sunday, so make sure and get in on Furniture Plus Bargain Bonanza, y'all. All right, gonna take about 2 more calls, and then I'm gonna head into the dailies and what is happening. Caller, good morning.
A blessed morning to you, Dale.
Hey, morning, brother.
Picking up the substitute for Bruce and for Bruce. Well, I would like to say to loyal listeners and callers and all who are in life, I wasn't impressed with the budget, you know. You see, what I usually know with finance ministers coming and telling me what was spent, like 2023-24 budget, the shortfall, you understand what I'm saying? And what was done to make sure that we went through that year in a good way. And telling me that for 24-25 now, what is to be spent, if there's a shortfall, and how much revenue will be collecting. What the minister did to me yesterday was like he tell the population, the citizens, what all the ministers in these ministries will be coming after the opposition reply to the budget presentation, what they will be doing in this fiscal year, 24-25. I think I wanted more explanation of the money that was spent, the deficit, and what is to be spent, and how will we go through this period if we have to do a little borrowing or some money from the exchequer, whatever, for we to go through 24-25. You understand me, deal? And other than that, well, the increase in for the whatever, it always comes nice, you know, but I think it should be a little more. Thank you very much.
Thank you. All right. Seeing I'm hearing the people. I'm hearing. All right, so let me just go into the dailies very quickly. And on the front page of the Express this morning, it says a budget of promises. There's a picture of the finance minister and the full budget speech there. Right, and some of the stories that we have in on the Express this morning. Let me see if I can pull up Minister. All right, let me just make sure that this is the right. So no, wow, a partner, but he went to DJ Drunks at beach. Teen found dead in neighbor's pool. Kamala, it's an insult. What is an insult? Let's just check in this very quickly. I want to make sure we maximize on the time today. Opposition leader Kamala Persad-Bissessar says a United National Congress government will increase the minimum wage to $25 and offer public servants a 10% hike in wage negotiations. The former Prime Minister Lambe's Finance Minister Com Imbert, who she said presented an election budget with an insulting increase of peanuts for the people, whilst millions are earmarked for vanity projects and contractors. Persad-Bissessar said on paper the budget sounds great. As she noted, Imbert spoke of the thousands of CPEP, URP and MTS workers who would benefit from the $2 increase in the minimum wage. This $2 increase, which amounts to about $16 a day, more is insufficient given the high cost of living in this country, she said. The combined increase of transport taxes soon to come higher, utility rates, land and house prices, rents, security, property taxes, and health care costs due to deliberate government policy will continue to erode citizens' purchasing power, she said. Persad Recessor said after the fiasco with the Auditor General, she does not trust the data presented by IWER. As she pointed out, there is no independent data because the promised National Statistical Institute was never delivered. Let's go into some more of the other stories. This is, it's going to get heated. It's going to get heated, you know, for the next couple of months until election day. It's going to get heated. Hines sings praises of excellent budget. Minister Hines says the budget was excellent. In an interview in Parliament, Hines gave kudos to Finance Minister Colin Imbert after listening to the little over 5-hour budget presentation, saying, of course, recording the third in 3 consecutive years of economic growth, notwithstanding the severe challenges we have had with international fall in gas and oil prices. At one point, it went to below zero, notwithstanding the fact of COVID-19, which shut down economies across the world. It was really remarkable performance. The economy now, the revenue baseline is stronger now than it was 5 years ago. And the Minister of Finance in all of this stated as 3 consecutive years of economic growth. I am more than proud of that. Tobago gets $2.5 billion in budget. I wonder, boy, I know article here with Farley, boy. I know Farley was kicking up a storm saying that they need to give him some money. Tobago needs some money. And I'm seeing here Tobago got $2.599 billion in budget. The Tobago House of Assembly has been granted $2.599 billion for fiscal 2025. Of that sum, $2.376 billion is for recurrent expenditure, $205 million for development programs expenditure, $18 million for unemployment relief program, and $9.2 million for CPEP. Finance Minister Colin Imbert made the announcement during his delivery for the 2025 national budget in Parliament yesterday. According to Imbert, the total allocation to the THA in 2025 represents an increase of $22.756 million over the allocation of $2.576 billion in fiscal year 2024 and represents 4.35% of the national budget. Last week, THA Chief Secretary Farley Augustine called for Tobago to receive 5.8% of the national budget. It is noteworthy that, contrary to uninformed commentary, this PNM government has given the present THA administration some of the highest budgetary allocations ever since the formation of the THA, far more than former administration, Imbert said. He added, I am also pleased to report that the THA will receive its full allocation for the fiscal year 2024. Imbert stated that beyond the budgetary allocation, the THA an additional $678.5 million is allocated to various ministries and state agencies to undertake, execute major projects in Tobago in keeping with their responsibility under the 6th schedule of the THA Act 40 of 1996. I want to say good morning to all 300 of you all that are on the inside. Now is the time to jump in, whether you're on your way to work, whatever you're doing. We want to talk something here today this morning. It's Voices on the Street. And of course, you know, be able to not just let your voice be heard, but to talk about current issues, to talk about things that are happening within. And of course, to bring some sensible talk as well on the inside. So I'm just letting you all know we're inside and we're here. Let me just touch in on the Guardian really quickly, and then we'll go from there. So Imbert unveils $59.7 billion budget package wage sweeteners for public servants. Scores protest outside Parliament ahead of PNM's budget. Kamala accuses government of taking TNT into debt trap with budget. The country is effectively broke. National Security gets 2,000 police cars, 12 Coast Guard vessels, unit to tackle home invasions. Excuse me, my apologies. Health gets biggest share of budget with $7.57 billion. Now some of the stories in the Guardian at this time. Ministry of Health. We'll read out what the allocations are just now. Don't worry, I've seen some of y'all commenting and messaging. I will say good morning, Angela LeCrux. Good morning, Anne-Marie Arthur, Diane Payne, Maria Lyons, Claudette, Alexander. Good morning, Sherry and George. Oswald, good morning to you. Angie Sherry, good morning. Christian Brathwaite, good morning. Hollis Antoine, good morning to you. Anne-Marie Arthur, Truth Speaker. I see you. I saw you as the first one this morning. Good morning to you. Gillian Christopher, good morning. Felix Hospitalis, good morning. Corinne Thomas, good morning. And all of y'all that are on the inside on the live this morning, 325, good morning to you. So let me just touch in on the news day very quickly. Then I'm going to go back into the calls. And then from there, we're going to touch in. I will read out the what was the budget allocations. All right. So let me see if I can pull up the headlines on the Newsday. So the Newsday has top 10 takeaways from the 2025 budget. Pundit chopped to death in home invasion in Sandy Grande. Input cars, guns, boats, and drones to fight crime. Opposition leader responds to budget, lie, cry, and mama guy. TT Chamber effective implementation of budget is critical. And PSA $2 minimum wage increase making a mockery of poor people. Imbut unveils $59.7 billion budget after 5-hour speech. Pay rise for government workers. Imbut government to build 5-star hotel in Buku. Imbut 3 bidders shortlisted for refinery takeover. And Imbut announces tax amenities, online payments for property tax. Budget protests in focus. These are some of the stories in the Newsday, Guardian, and Express. So you all could go out and get your daily papers. And of course, if you had to do all of that, just stay locked to the best station in the world, Street 919 FM. Let me go to the phone lines very quickly, and then I'm going to read out the points of the budget, and then we're going to start our discussion this morning. Caller, good morning. Welcome.
Good morning, Dale.
Good morning.
Dale, you need some coffee, boy.
Coffee ain't gonna help now?
Strong.
Nah, don't help.
Yes, you stayed up and read the budget over then.
Yeah.
Oh, God, I know. No, it's, you know, I always say, if that is me, you know, sometimes, Dale, you would know that too. Sometimes you have a job and people always criticize what you do. Well, why you didn't, and when you do, no, I don't have time, I don't, you know what I mean? So sometimes we have to be critics of everything, but pick out some of the good things as well. And anyway, one of the things I heard you reading out there is the health ministry. And what I want the government to look at is overtime. Overtime in the Ministry of Health, and tell us why the doctors and they have to be getting so much overtime. They didn't, you know, you wouldn't hear about it, but I've heard about it over the years. Okay? And policing, I think we need help from the U.S. with this policing, because I think there are a lot of people who practicing things that it's not legal in the. When I say policing, I'm talking about a general thing, and I'm not accusing anybody. But I think there are a lot of things that is not right in our legal system, and I think that we need to get it right, because you can't tell me so many things happening. Somebody must be telling somebody something. So I want to say to the country, yes, you want to increase on this and you want to increase on that. But you want to increase on that to do what? Is your rent going up? These are things we have to look at. The cost of the goods, traveling, all of this increasing. So you want to increase to take care of that. But you also have to do your own budgeting too. You know, even if you want to increase, do your budgeting as well. Do not overspend. You want to line and rub shoulder places with certain people. How they get there? You have to work. This country must work. People must go out there and work. Right? That's the only way you can rub shoulders with other people and discuss what you have. I don't want to take long. I know you have a timer. Go on. Take care.
All right. So let me get into... I'll just take this call. Caller, good morning. Welcome.
Good morning, Dale.
Good morning. Morning, my brother. Hey, morning.
I feel like you want a hot tea or something to wake you up. But God is good.
Yeah.
You just hold it down. Hold it down. Dale, yesterday, the mayor of Separia did not send out the garbage truck. And there is pile and pile and pile of garbage. I want to know who come in this morning to help them. People only mustn't listen to politicians all the time, eh? There is mountain and mountain now of garbage because they didn't take all the garbage from Sunday, yesterday, and today. So who coming to help them move it now? What is wrong with these people?
And what area this is? This is in West Separia?
Separia area, the Faizabad area, the Dow area, the whole area. So it's pressure now.
How long the garbage didn't come? It's just today?
If you want a day off, take a day off, but stop taking poor people to make fools.
But let me just ask you something. How long it is that the garbage didn't come out? It's just today they didn't collect, or?
Yeah, yesterday they didn't move it, but it have garbage from Sunday, from Saturday, Sunday, Monday.
Oh, so Saturday, Sunday, Monday.
3 days plus today.
Oh.
So you know how much garbage it will be? And some of the, I don't know, some of the trucks not working. So it's pressure now.
Wow.
It's pressure. It's Dale, people all here, please stop listening to some of these politicians. You're going down there to march for nothing. And this morning all the garbage there and they still have to come and pick it up. When will they finish? And then you will talk about all the government this and the government that. Why not send the people to pick up the garbage? It's ridiculous. All you stop listening to them and the foolishness.
No,
then
you know,
stay safe.
I can't blame the representative. Hello? I can't blame the representative for the area. It's probably the contractor. He must be having a bad day. The trucks public shut down or something.
Bad day. They didn't send them. they didn't send them out and then they don't have enough trucks.
So they don't tell them to go out every day?
No, that normally it's Monday, Wednesday, and Friday,
right.
Tuesday, and Thursday. But if you ain't pick it up from Saturday, what going on?
Well, boy, in a stinky situation.
All right, okay. You have a safe day, everybody. Good morning. Yes.
Oh,
everybody, good morning. It's ridiculous. You have a safe day. Get home safe. Bye bye.
You too. So I want to say welcome to Fuad Abubakar is also inside with us as well this morning. Morning, my brother.
Morning, Dale. Apologies to all the listeners and the viewers for coming in a little bit late. I spent some time in the hospital yesterday.
Serious?
Yeah,
wow,
not
wow,
me,
wow.
but my son, as a little boss said.
Right.
So I want to share a little bit of that experience.
With the hospital situation?
Yeah.
Lord.
Nah, not bad, not so bad. Don't worry, not so bad. Don't worry.
Frightening, you know.
It's frightening.
Caller, morning, welcome.
Blessing our President Dale.
Morning.
Blessing our President Fuad.
Blessings, my brother, morning.
But I like that combination there. Honestly, I work every Tuesday and Thursday now. But Dale, for this election, that budget we call there, that is a Mama Guy budget, you know. The PNM no real moving, they make sure and give the supporters a little small thing, the RP and the CPEP, because the voter base. But I feel like for Manu and Swanky German, them, but nothing for them in next 3 years, you know, nothing on the pension. You know.
No pension increase?
No pension increase, no disability, so nobody, nothing at all. They just give the supporters a little small thing. I said to Mama Guy budget. I looked on listening.
I had the summary of the budget here, so
yeah, I have a little thing there too. Summary.
The thing there. we will get a thing. But I had not reached late this morning, and yesterday was a kind of yesterday evening was a kind of thing. A police officer pulled and parked in the middle of the road, and from trying, they didn't want to move. They park up in the middle of the road. They dealing with a situation, and our beautiful roads cost me a whole tire.
Shit, you bust your tire.
What? And here we're going, when the tire burst now, I said, right, I said, I hear the air going out. I said, well, let me see if I can find the nearest tire shop now. They after 8 in the night. Your boy reached down Barataria. When I reached Barataria, a man tell me $400 for a foreign used tire.
Yeah, licks. Pressure. Pressure.
I said, serious, boy? He said, yeah, 400 because we 24 hours, all kind of thing to deal with. And he started to tell me about, the crime and the this and the that and the other puppet, all kind of things. So that's why he had to charge so much. Right? And then after that, now I say, you know what? I'll put on the spare today. I'll take my time and to go and get a tire. And a young man driving, coming down the road, running up on my bumper, where you feel happen? Touch the back of the car. I say, well, boy, I'm going home and take a sleep. I tell Siri, I say, hey, wake me up 4 o'clock. Well, I wake up about after 2 minutes to 3. I said, I have about a couple times again before the alarm gone off. I never wake up until about 10 to 6 this morning.
Right.
But we're here regardless.
Regardless.
Taking one more and then we're getting into it. Caller, good morning.
Dear and Fuad.
Good morning.
Morning.
Good. Fuad, a pleasant good morning to you, boy.
And to you as well,
Fuad,
morning.
Finally, I had to say this, and I'll just go a little 1 minute about the budget. Fuad, finally, the dictator you have on your program, who doesn't want to take my call. Yeah, you need to live in Russia. Yeah? Because that is a democracy, not a totalitarian state, where you're trying to censor people because you don't want to hear their opinion, because they're against your party, the People's National Movement, with the Prime Minister, who is the blackest man in Trinidad and Tobago. His words, not mine. But there, and Fuad, you see that budget? That budget for all the poor black P&M callers that has called this radio station, nothing for them, Nada, Yeah, I feel sorry. Boy, I feel sorry for them, And you know what it is? They will call and they will still try to defend the budget. Rather than tell the government, you all need to do more. In this budget, I don't see how they're going to reduce the 26% of black people living below the poverty line. I don't see that. If you had something, incentives, in order to reduce the amount of black people living below the poverty line, it will help with the murders in Trinidad and Tobago. And let me give the P&M government a solution. But I don't know if they just do a SWOT analysis in the budget. That is strengths, weakness, opportunities, and threats. I have to say this. Them black P&M callers, them don't know what that is, but I have to educate them. Yeah, I just will like the P&M, right? They have about maybe a few more months in office to establish 41 recreation departments in each one of the 41 constituencies. Recreation departments help in reducing crime in any country. 41 recreation departments. Fuad, I'm so happy I finally could call and have a contribution on a morning program on this radio station. Dale,
yes,
I want to thank you too. I want to thank you, Dale, for taking my call. Have a splendiferous, tremendous, marvelous, fantabulous, splentastic, spectacular rest of the day. Bye-bye.
All right. Thank you very much. Yeah, right. So I want to say, apologies for being late, and I had a little experience yesterday as well. I had to go to the hospital.
Right. So you went public hospital
with one of my sons. Yeah. Well, pressure. Right. That's why I could afford. And free public health is definitely a blessing.
Right.
Because otherwise, you're in a lot of problems.
Real problems. Real problems.
But that being said, thank you to all the doctors, the staff at Mount Hope. My experience is not my first time there with a child, has been positive in many ways, and it have little negatives as well. Right? And at no point you will find me only speaking about negatives. However, within the context of our program where we are advocating for better for our country, sometimes we highlight the things that need improvement.
Right.
Because that is our desire.
Right.
Relax, Solia. Relax. I wear brown. I don't wear no color. Right. If I wear no color, I wear green. I not red. I not yellow. I not. Relax.
I found the wrong color this morning.
Don't buy that. Mix up with our brown too.
I mix up.
Watch. Relax. Y'all, relax. The point is, and the purpose is to improve our society, is to get more for us.
Right.
As a people. And I would like to say, if there was not the pressure of even an opposition or other people in the political for people who are willing to speak out, then our governments would not even be sensitive towards us with budgets.
Right.
They wouldn't say, boy, let we do something to make them feel it good. Let we get them this.
A lot of thought and take.
If they knew they could have just get away with anything. Because we all just, don't matter what.
You're nonchalant. It's just
Yeah, we going down that road. You know what we would have gotten? We'd have get licks. More licks than we gain.
But reality is what? Something that I've been thinking about. I don't believe that any government would ever be able to please the people in terms of to please everyone.
Well, you can't totally please.
I just feel like, so to me it's like a loop where it is that whether it's the PNM, the UNC, the NTA, the PDP, it doesn't matter who it is that is there, there's always going to be a niche of people that will be pleased, and there's going to be a niche of people that will not be pleased.
Yeah.
Whether or not you bring gold, you give money to citizens, whatever you do, there will always be a issue or problem, because we are all from different, we all have different likings, we all have different views as to what would be betterment or what is betterment.
Yeah.
Based on not just religious structure, based on our beliefs, based on how we've been grown up. So to me, at the end of the day, it's still very nice to still sit and listen to all scoops of contributions to everybody to say, well, okay, this is what I believe will be better. This is what I believe, okay, we're going wrong here. And sometimes where we're going wrong is across the board.
Yeah.
But I believe that sometimes we as a people, we're not true to ourselves in saying that, well, this is across the board.
Yeah.
General because our party look bad or because my friend look bad, we don't talk about it, we don't address it. But I think we have to come to a position where it is that we address the things that make us uncomfortable.
Yeah.
And I think that is where we will be able to say, okay, we could move on and be better.
But facts are undeniable things.
Right.
And if you have a society that has been carried into a position where there is prosperity, there is social cohesion, there is that level of hope within the society, alleviation of the ills that we see, crime, stuff like that.
Right.
If you have that, right, then there is a sort of comfort that the entire population feels.
Right.
Okay. You understand?
Right.
So you can't say you can't please them all. It is your responsibility to endeavor your best to fulfill your responsibility and your mandate. Otherwise, leave politics alone. Right? Your sole responsibility is to improve the lives of your citizens. That is the goal and the responsibility, So there is no attitude there that I can't please all you, or who this, that, or whatever. Then you have missed the whole point, Dale. And I'm saying that thank God it have elections and these things as well.
Right.
Because that has pushed them to a position where they have to work. They have to.
Yeah.
Right? I think the time for the...
We have like about 15 seconds.
Oh, 15 seconds. So yeah, we will come back in the next hour.
Yeah.
I want to just share some of my views, and then we will hear the views as well of some of the callers.
So
blessings.
Guys, keep it locked. We're going to pay some bills and we'll be back. Don't go anywhere.
The views expressed are not necessarily the views of the management of the Street 919 FM.
You've got bills to pay, and so do we. Let's go pay some bills on the Street 919 FM. As we transition into summer, we continue to talk politics, current events, entertainment, and what's trending while balancing the talk with some of your favorite tunes, both old and new. Our purpose is to keep you informed and edify you, as well as to give you food for thought on the current affairs of this nation and the world. Keep it locked to the Street 919 FM every day, all day. Our on-air numbers are 342-0081 and 466-5391. Visit us on Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok. The Street 919 FM. YouTube, IWER TV.
The Street 919 FM.
Share the life. Greetings and blessing in the name of our wonderful Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ. I'm Valentine Garcia.
And I'm Nikki Garcia. And we would like to invite you to listen to the Final Hour broadcast every Monday from 12 midnight to 5 in the morning on the Street 919 FM radio.
Hear my mom, Pastor Helen Garcia, and myself, Pastor Valentine Garcia Jr., preach the word of God to the elderly, youth, and children. We can be contacted at 629-0113 or 623-8444.
Please be sure to tune in and prepare to be blessed.
As my life, I lay it on the altar as my life.
Tune into the Street 919 FM this and every Thursday from 10:25 a.m. to 10:55 a.m. for the program Conscious Talk.
Emancipation cannot be a one-day dress-up in African car event. It has to be a serious process in which resources are provided to our people to ensure they are emancipated. You cannot develop on handouts. That's another form of domination and control. When programs and policies are put in place so that you can develop economically, so that you can become business people, then and only then we can begin to talk about economic development.
Conscious Talk.
Inferno Friday and Seductive Saturdays are back at Vines Event Space, formerly known as a Shade Nightclub.
They not like us.
Tobago, your favorite event venue, is bringing back Inferno Friday and Seductive Saturday. Party with the all-star DJ cast. Drink specials all night. This weekend at Vines Event Space, formerly known as the Shade Nightclub. Let's party like we used to as we continue the vibe. General entry free until midnight. VIP $100. Call or WhatsApp 394-3212 or 620-3057 to reserve your cabanas and VIP space. Come enjoy the entertainment, enjoy the vibes, and the atmosphere at the safest venue in Tobago. Vibes Event Space, formerly known as the Shade Nightclub. Inferno Friday and Seductive Saturday are back.
HGC coming, pay up, pay up, pay up. HGC coming, pay up, pay up, pay up. HGC coming to collect, so pay off your debt. Don't get caught in regret. You better pay now. You living comfortably,
HDC first. Visit hdc.gov.tt, click on the Pay Now tab, or click other payment options for more payment choices. You can also visit any NLCB Lotto booth or download HDC's Rent Cafe app to pay your bill. HDC, giving you more ways to pay.
Pay now!
Thursday, October 24th, from 5 p.m. Tobago Carnival. Get ready for Hush Cooler.
But now I'm drunk in the people place,
Hush Cooler. All roads lead to Vibes, formerly known as the Shade Nightclub. An experience like no other. And all you hear what? Whatever happened at Vibes? Well, I don't want to tell you. Hush.
Can you dig it?
Hush Cooler at Vibes. Performing live, Mikel Tasia.
I feel like I'm running down again. Jump and shake the ground again.
The Pan Man, Joshua Regrello, Neil Iwer George, and more. Cooler. So bring your crew, bring your cooler, and come to Hush. Tickets are available online at islandtickets.com or from the Jade Monkey Bar, Crown Point, and Ted Arthur Leather Store, Scarborough. For more info, call 721-1992 or 774-5624. This October, the ultimate party experience awaits. Hush Cooler. No glass bottles allowed. Powered by TTT Limited, the official national media partner for Tobago Carnival 2024.
I need a little runaway.
Hush Cooler.
Make home yours every day with Courts. Oh yeah, 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 yeah. Ooh, oh, oh. Get value for your money. Ooh, oh, oh. Courts have the best quality. Home is what you make it. Best prices and good credit. Oh. Courts have it all.
Courts. Make home yours.
The presence of oxygen is absolutely the absence of disease. Most chronic diseases that plague us are not happening to us, but is happening within us. We're literally eating ourselves to death, which means we're not living longer, we're dying longer. Join fitness expert Aloy Johnson, the founder of the healthiest corner on earth, located at number 92 East Drive, Chamfleur, every Wednesday from 8 a.m. to 9 a.m. live on The Street 919 FM, where he shows you that healing the body's temple is easier than anyone would have led you to believe.
The Gap Man Limited specializes in products that cater to all your health needs. The Male Enhancement Package targets the areas of the body that contribute to erectile dysfunction. The Male Enhancement costs $1,400. The Gap pills are priced at 250 pills for $500 and 500 pills for just $900. For the best in eye care, get the super combination of a Super Bright and the Body Healer. To improve the heart's function and circulation, get the Gap pills and Formula C. To get a total body cleanse daily, use the Gap Body Healer and Big C, all for a super low price of $1,300. To order your products from the Gap Man Limited, call 628-4531 for products that cater to all your health needs.
For more info, contact 476-7268.
The Street 919 FM mobile app is now live. Keep in the loop with all your favorite programs. Be in the know first and carry us wherever you go. Listen and watch us live at the click of your fingertips. Download our mobile app now. Go in your favorite app store, whether it be Android or Apple, and type in The Street 919 FM.
IWER and Oscar B presents Breakfast Jam at Vibes Event Space, formerly Shade Nightclub, Sunday 27th October, 3 a.m. to 9 a.m. Featuring popular artiste and an all-star DJ cast. Early bird tickets $300. Breakfast inclusive. Tickets available on TicketFederation.com and Cache stores nationwide, or call 620-3057 or 684-4528. Breakfast Jam at Vibes Event Space.
We don't read girl, but we read from bad. We read from bad.
The views expressed are not necessarily the views of the management of the Street 919 FM.
Share the live. Share the live. The Street 919 FM on Facebook and Instagram. Share the live. Iowa George on Instagram. Share the live. Iowa TV and Street TV on YouTube. Share the live. The Street 919 FM.
All right, so we're back on the inside. The time is now 7:05 a.m. in the morning. I say grand rising going to each and every one of y'all. You know, you're the land of the living, and you must give thanks, you know, for life and to be able to be spared another day to fight the fight. And make a good, honest dollar. And, of course, not only that, but to also spread love to a brother or sister, you know, and do what you could do. So I want to say good morning to all of you all that are listening. For those of you all that are on the PBR, is only of, well, I can't say of recent, probably about 2 years ago, I realized how important this radio station is. Where I was working before, I left my car at the compound and I said, I'm going to take a bus shoot Maxi. Jump in the bus shoot Maxi, and I listen, I hear 91 blazing.
Right.
I jump out and I go and I jump in our next Maxi radio station again. And here, man, I say, oh God, boy, I had to hide because I didn't want nobody to see me anything. When I go in the Maxi, man, watch me say it now. You still? No, I mean taking nothing, but yeah, thing. And I started to realize that, you know, people really lock on and listen to hear the conversations, to hear what people are saying as well, you know, not just the host, but also hear what the general public is saying and to keep updated to what's going on.
For sure. So I actually listen to morning programs as well.
Yeah.
As you know, you get older as well. You don't just want to hear music only.
Yeah.
You want to know what is going on within your society, and you want to hear the views of others. You want to hear discussions on the topics as well, and you want to be stimulated and educated to a certain extent. And Dale, let me tell you something, it's been hard for me to find frequencies where I could be stimulated. But I listen to everybody. There's another frequency I used to a little bit, right? But for sure now, you do have somewhere to listen to something that makes sense on a Tuesday and a Thursday. Like I say, my job, my responsibility here is to try to make things better for all of us. Right? We always have to keep that goal in mind. Right? That's what this is about. The same way the overall responsibility of government is to make society better and the conditions of life better for all of us. That's what I would want to do when I open my mouth. Right? I'm not perfect, so I will make mistakes. But that is the general goal. So small man bossy here yesterday, right? And there is no children's department in Port of Spain. Right? So if something really happened to a child on this side, you have to fly up the road to Mount Hope. Right? You know me, I have no fear whatsoever. So I hit the bus route because
it's an emergency.
It's an emergency. Right? And to myself, I know if I meet an officer on the bus route, I could explain, listen, you're seeing small man thing, I'll go in Mount Hope. Right? Because, come on. Come on. I am not just subjected to rules in a society that are not grounded in common sense.
It must have some form of leniency.
I'm not subjected, and I am intelligent enough to operate within the paradigms of my society and deal with these rules and these regulations based on the situations that present themselves. So I think and I reach up quick because the bus should clear, thank God. If I'd go on the highway, you know, it's late afternoon, it'd be. And the service at Mount Hope was good, as has been my experience before. The wait
time is
the
thing
because of the volume
of people there.
And
then it's not it's not like first come, it's not first come, first serve. It's more on the triage in terms of the severity of what they believe is.
Which makes sense.
Yeah.
Which makes sense. So you would have people who are there before you, but if you come with an emergency, they would deal with the emergency because obviously they're trying to save life and limb. And our doctors in the public service save life and limb of children every day. Right? They save children lives. Asthma attack, this attack. These things can cause and lead to death. And that is being dealt with in our healthcare service.
Yeah.
God bless we doctors. Right? Continue doing what you're doing for the benefit of Trinidad and Tobago to save children lives, to help our child. Yeah, because that is positivity and that is love. So, in general, like I say, there are pros, there are cons. There are things that you would see that could be improved. There are things that are excellent that you want to continue. That is how we must think.
Yeah, yeah.
That is how we must think. If we want an improved society, if we want to deal with the real difficult situations that we have in this nation and move to a place where it better. Understand that Trinidad and Tobago. So we could apply that. I ain't going through all the details of the hospital because that's our next topic, our next day.
Right.
But we could apply that idea and frequency of thought to all things, including our budget. I ain't put on my jacket and tie, right? but I have some understanding of economics, and I also have, because of my experience and being interested in the affairs of my country because it affects me, I have some experience in going over budgets in the past.
Right.
But I'll be honest with you, Dale. You see, this budget, I have almost reached an extent that I didn't want to hear, you know.
Serious.
I didn't want to hear. And I made, social media, you express your views to people.
Yeah.
So my expression yesterday was, I really want to hear the promises because I've seen the actions over 9 years.
Right.
Me, I ain't no fool. If you show me something for 9 years in action, according to the lady up the road in big, you done show me what you about. You done show me how you operating. You done do policy after policy. You done tell me it's pressure. Why go and sit down for 4.5 hours now to listen to what you supposedly going and hit me for the next year in the budget? I don't take talk, you know.
Yeah.
It's
action everybody looking for, you know, to see the results.
Boy, I don't take talk, boy. And you will find that with us in this younger generation, and we'll say the next generation, the Gen Z who younger than we did.
Yeah.
Boy, we don't take talk, boy. We not on that. We not on that mama guy thing, boy. We don't take talk.
You feel the budget is more mamagism than anything else?
Brother, in my opinion, our finance minister, along with his suit and tie, should have a Mumford hat, a magic hat.
What is that one, man? You serious?
Come Mumford hitting you, hear what Mumford hitting you? Before election, before budget, he hitting you. Property tax, he hitting you. Revenue authority, everybody going and get pulling the tax web, etc. Right? So you don't take you don't take. And then he come with budget and he hit you. Right, public people in the public service, they are increased by $1, is that $1? $2? $2 on that. So you don't take it here. You see my Mumford hat on there. Right, see the tall black hat there?
Well, let me take a little quick into the 20, well, the biggest 20 points in the budget, because it was a 5-hour long presentation.
Yeah.
But the 2025 highlights, we have 20 points here, and let's see, because I mean, I haven't really gone through to see like all the pros, the cons, the whatever it is that we've gotten.
I have it here too. I went through it
but
this morning. Let me go
I think on the top of the list, minimum wage in the public sector moves from $20.50 to $22.50.
Yeah.
Right? No, in the public sector, so people in the private industry, that wouldn't apply to them then?
No, it does not apply to everybody else within the society who's working for private institutions. We remain at 2050. So listen to this as well. So both sides we're looking at. Of course, it is excellent that those who are working on the minimum wage, and he identified the people who are working on the minimum wage and how many people are going to benefit as well.
Right.
That's excellent, because they will see the income raise, they have a little more money to do a little bit more. But Dale, you have people in 2024 working at minimum wage in the public sector.
Right.
That's not so much of a positive thing.
Right.
Because a minimum wage is the least that you identify a worker within your society should work for.
Let me see. $22.50. The average man works for 8 hours a day, right? So that is.
It depends. So this affecting CPEP.
CPEP workers work for like 3 hours, 4 hours a day. All right. So let me just say a CPEP worker $22.50 by 4 hours, right? So they work like at $90 a day, 5 days a week. That's $450 a week.
Yeah.
And when we look at their monthly salary, it's only $1,800.
If you're working for minimum wage. I have a little idea. I ask people, respectfully, don't get no horrors where you're working for. And you had to put that clause in before, because sometimes they're really not so respectful what they're earning.
Yeah. Yeah, well, you can't do nothing with $1,800. You have to have a next job.
Well, if you look at the majority, and this is not all CPAP workers will be working for that. The operator might get a little bit more of one or two, but I mean, it's pressure.
Let me see what's the average man. So if we say the average man, $22.50, average government worker, $22.50. Well, within this bracket, 8 hours a day, $22.50, that's $180 by 5. It's $900 a week. Monthly salary, $3,600. So even if it is you look at minimum wage, whether it may be private sector paying $22.50 an hour or whatever, the average man is $3,600 a week. And what are we taking out of that? NIS?
Nah.
You wouldn't take NIS out of the 36?
To be honest, I have never worked in the public sector.
To know, well,
I think what deductions, but
they wouldn't take out health.
That is supposed to be not taxed.
Not taxable. But I think the NIS contributions, however, will be.
Well, that's our contribution to come back to.
It might be about $100 and something, if so much, right? So let's just say the average man, $3,500 a month you're making, and when you break that down, being honest with all you, when you break that down, if it is, we say, what are some of the necessities? The lowest rent in Trinidad is what?
You going and do that maths with that 3,600, boy?
No, I want to see if you did the lowest.
That 3,600 is to just throw up in the sky.
And wherever it fall,
it fall. Mumford, that magic again there. Working with that deal is magic.
But then here the question I have. I mean, I know we're running through this thing, but I just want to be logical, even to make sure in terms of the understanding, right? Now, if it is we're supposed to raise minimum wage to a point that we could say, all right, what is a comfortable scheme that people could get money?
Yeah.
Even if, let me say, about $4,500, $5,000 that somebody is able to
take home,
to survive with, right?
To try to survive.
But then,
try inside of it.
How is it then that we're going to level the playing field? Because the thing about it is, when minimum wage raises, I've seen it over the years.
Yeah.
Grocery prices go up, everything goes up, in a sense. So then it comes like you're right back at the same place again.
Yeah.
So if we had a raise where it is a man could take home 4,500 when the month come, all of a sudden a thing of bread going on raise, flour going on increase, because they're going on say, well, minimum wage gone up and we have to suffice. So then what is the next way now that I don't know how they're going to make this, because it's like a loop way, you know.
Yeah.
A loop like we're not going to come out of the loop.
To be honest, still, this is the thing. Inflation actually is increasing at a higher rate than minimum wage increases.
Right.
So in real terms, the reality is you could purchase less. You know what I'm telling you?
Right.
Everybody purchasing less. Everybody ability to purchase is less, because in real terms, inflation increasing higher, quicker. And that's what I'm saying. So there have been moves to increase government revenue through taxation that have resulted and will result in even further inflation. And then you take there, and then on the next hand you give something, but what you're giving is less than you take.
Okay.
Licks. I was gonna walk with my belt today. But then I hear you on the program, because it has some people like licks.
Yeah.
It has some people like the kinky it is,
yeah.
or the wicked. What is this? They like deal. I feel as though they like licks. When's it coming from the person who they feel they beat me all over? Use one of them, Bruce. Bruce. Sorry, use one of them, Dale. I take it off my belt.
If you love me, you gotta beat me if you love me.
Dale, I take it off my belt.
I don't need like
you use one of them who like.
No, sir. No, sir.
All right, buckling it back.
Careful.
Dale, I don't like licks. Listen to it, Dale. I love Trinidad and Tobago that had the opportunity for me to work, develop a business, see my way forward, not pay certain taxes. I love Trinidad and Tobago where I could see my way.
Right.
I love Trinidad and Tobago where I could feed my family. Right? And I could take them to a movie once a month or something. I love a Trinidad and Tobago where we relaxed. Where we relax in certain ways, in the sense that, we're talking before off here, it's not looking to wreck your car if you make a mistake and park in the wrong place. It's not a grimy, money-grabbing society. Tint is $1,000. All right, okay, you don't want tint. You find me at 200, I do the wrong thing, you find me, and I check myself, my light blow and I didn't know, all right.
I don't know if it is that I believe that the stiffer the fines are, it's a deterrent, but...
A deterrent?
I don't know.
Okay, and I agree, but your deterrent, like I argued when these things were being done, your deterrent has to be proportionate to the ability to pay, otherwise you are going to force people into being criminals.
Yeah.
Because when I can't pay, the law had to look for me. It tie up in the court, whatever, and guess what? My license going to be suspended. And guess what? I still need to drive because I'm hustling or whatever. I'm going to become a criminal. Like the youth man who license expire on Norfolk Street, and he break the roadblock or whatever, and it's gunshots. It's gunshots on Birmingham Avenue. Gunshots. Gunshots and the man lie down on the floor. I shock him, get shoot the amount of gunshots. Or somebody in pickup, because understand his psyche, you know. Understand what he thinking, and boy, I can't go
through that.
Real.
Because I done
riding hot. I think it's expired. And look at the response. Look at the response from the state. the element is life. The man cannot lose his life.
Yeah. And then I think after, but you see, the thing is too, I think that there's twofold, right? Because even like with that situation, where it is that given the modus operandi of the police that the general public understands, or for one for better word, sometimes I don't like to say the ghetto youth or the young people, they have a modus understanding of the police service, which is not lenient, ununderstanding, and some people say no, you can't say that, but sometimes Peter decided to pay for Paul, and majority of the officers, some of them, they're not understanding. So you'll find that a boy driving with the license expired, take a chance, and you might study, boy, all right, I went and I take the chance, I end up in a roadblock. Me explaining this to the officer, they're going to hit me for 6, they're going to wax me, right? And look, I'll give you a live example with me. The tint laws came into, this is the third rungs tint laws coming around.
Yeah.
Now, one of the biggest issues with the tint laws in Trinidad what's the word, boy? Persons who really need tint in Trinidad, right? And Tobago. And getting an exemption.
Yeah, getting an exemption.
An exemption to get in Trinidad is one of the most unfair processes that we have right now for tint. It is so bad that the only way you can get an exemption for tint is if you have a skin condition or eye condition, which to me is in breach of my constitutional rights. And I will tell you why. When you have certain people in certain levels in society where they walk in the road, there are people in society that just don't like them, just don't like the things that they have to say, whether it may be on social media, whether they work on the radio, or whatever the case may be. And they now have to protect not just only their safety, the safety of their family, the safety of the people that are driving with them. I had reached a point in life where people send me death threats. They could kill me because they just don't like what I'm saying.
Yeah.
And going to the station, making a report, having a piece of paper saying I'll have a report, a threat,
don't really protect
that don't do anything for me.
Yeah.
And I'm by a traffic light. I don't know some of the people who listening. I cannot identify not even 15% of the listeners that are listening right now by face.
Yeah.
And out of that 15%, 7 mightn't like me. Or maybe 5 mightn't like me, 7% mightn't like you, or vice versa, right?
Yeah.
And I stand up I sit down by a traffic light in my vehicle. Fishbowl. A man see me and say, hey, look, deal, and deal with him. I had a partner park up in a street outside the barber shop on his phone waiting. And a man see him, spot him, and didn't like him because he hears certain things about him and said, but how long I'm looking for you? And gave him 9 bullets. This fella ain't no crime or nothing, you know. And at the end of the day, what we going on say, well, it's an unfortunate event. Thank God it had people who sprung into action, and he alive today because of the haste of people.
God is good.
And God is good, and I guess it wasn't his time.
Yeah, it wasn't his time.
You're telling me, I cannot get an exemption because I don't have a skin condition, my iron bad?
Well, Dale, that's the reason why police officers and prison officers and politicians have their vans and their cars tinted, not so?
And even prison officers and them have problems.
No, but they don't have exemption, no. But they illegally do it.
Yeah.
The private
and
vehicles.
And they just flash the idea and say,
because they know them on the front line. They know, but the average citizen is a sitting duck.
Yeah.
And it's to call whoever after to come and pick up your body.
Yeah.
Because that is how rough it is.
And so it's unfortunate.
But it have pros, and I understand it. So we need to go through it, and we need to be very careful, and we have to be fair to the members of the society.
Right.
You understand? So I would say, if we say to people, once you approach law enforcement, put down your window.
Glasses. Yeah. Yeah.
That is your responsibility.
How much people you've heard in your existence put on a shooting in a heavily tinted vehicle?
Some, but listen,
it have a little bit of thing, but over the past current time here now,
that's not a factor
these
anymore.
guys and them know that heavy tin vehicle is going to bring unnecessary attention to you.
Yeah.
I see men put on shooting in BMW.
But regardless of the tint or not deal, regardless of the tint law being that, if they need to, they're going with a tinted vehicle anyway.
Anyway, yeah, it don't matter. It don't matter.
So you're not going to hold them for the tint, you know. It's the guns that they carry, it's the shooting that they go and do the whatever. So, you know, boy, it's rough. The budget, sorry to go off a little bit here.
Let me go back to it here quickly.
Yeah,
so public sector workers to get an increase of 5% for outstanding bargaining period. The government to tender for a 5-star hotel to be built in Buku, Tobago, where Sandals was proposed. Magdalena to be sold or leased.
I swear Magdalena was sold already.
I didn't know. So the government
I don't know if they buy it back. I think it's a buyback we did or some kind of thing. And go ahead.
Government to lease or sell the Point of Pierre refinery.
There's not 2024, 25.
Yeah, 2025. This is what was discussed.
And they're still talking about selling Point of Pierre refinery that is supposed to sell how long ago?
Yeah.
No, that's a glitch. Take out that one.
Government to sell its 49% stake in Clico.
Right.
Come said, Clico still owes the state $13 billion. Wow.
Again, right, sailing Clico, excellent, no problem.
Yeah. But this will do good for that's to take a good burden off for the taxpayers' money.
But 13 billion Clico still owes. That's interesting. I like to see how that breaks down. One-off sales of our assets, if it's not generating tremendous income deal.
Yeah.
So here the next thing. So Clico is a viable entity in certain ways, right? It have certain holdings in Clico that are profitable. And I hope that it is not just the sale of the profitable assets, because they already raid Clico in certain ways and sell it off to whoever. Right? I telling you. So I hope it's not just the sale of the profitable assets alone to their friends or whoever, and then you not leave with the state. Go ahead.
Have some behavior.
We'll go into that.
2,000 new cars for the police service. E-passport and digital departure arrival cards to be implemented in immigration to introduce fingerprint system. Okay. 12 vessels to be purchased for the Coast Guard by 2027. Electronic health records by 2025. Government to settle UE arrears by 2025. E-textbooks by 2025. Tax and NIS amnesty before TNT Revenue Authority becomes fully operational. All taxes on equipment for electric vehicles will be removed by January 2025. No increase in electricity or water rates at this time. Government still reviewing the proposed rates. All sport equipment except clothing exempt from tax. Okay, so the sporting fraternity is supposed to be a little happy now.
Yeah, it's not a bad initiative at all.
That's a nice thing.
Likewise, it's not a bad initiative for the removal of taxes on electric vehicles.
This one here, small and medium businesses owed VAT refunds will be paid cash by December 2024. Larger refunds will be subject to VAT bonds.
Yeah.
Another bid round, deep water, before end of 2024. In 2025, government will give 100 roads, 100 roads at an estimated cost on 210 million. Kyle given approval to acquire more aircrafts. Enhance revenues from Atlantic LNG restructuring for the state from October 1st.
I would really love to see what this restructuring is of Atlantic LNG. We were speaking last day about the importance of Atlantic LNG. Boy, I wish we had a whistleblower as well to really educate Trinidad and Tobago what has been going on in our oil and gas sector.
Right.
Because all of those deals, unfortunately, are subject to secrecy.
Right.
So I always ask a man, I say, you know how much we just get for we oil and we gas and for we whatever? And nobody can answer because these deals...
Yeah. It's under...
and to me, if something had to be in the dark, it's because 100%.
You saw?
That's how I feel.
Probably just trying to quell the bacchanal talk and the...
Well, this is the thing.
Yeah.
What information allows you to do deal? It's a compare.
Right.
So, let's speak about Guyana, for example. Exxon gave them a very bad deal, the first deal.
Mm-hmm.
But somebody blew the whistle. And what happened thereafter is that the public, the opposition, everybody kick up, government change, all kind of issues. They retained the same deal for the first project. However, the subsequent deals that Guyana has cut with Exxon have been tremendously better.
Right. So I guess you need somebody there to basically see what is happening, and then of course, you know, but I guess with the power of comparing, you'll be able to know
it's like
what is good and what is bad.
It's like in COVID. They said to us, we can't know how much they pay for the vaccines and the whatever. That's what they say, you know. The companies stipulate, why sell this country, this for? Not allowed. Somebody blew the whistle in, I think, Bangladesh or Sri Lanka, one of the two. And there was a huge outcry because basically what the company was doing is selling one country for more and selling an next one for an next price. Real dread for something that they said was essential to the livelihood of...
Wow.
So information and knowledge really helps to set people free and to give you a better situation. But I wish I had the information. I would have hide like Julian Assange and them in an embassy for years. I'd have live in exile for the benefit of my country and the benefit of the world deal. Because it actually have few people who care so much about society as a whole that they sacrifice and they put themselves on the line for the benefit of others.
Everybody.
And yeah, it's licks for people who is blow the whistle.
Well, yeah, of course.
I would love to see heroes like that in Trinidad and Tobago, in our public service and wherever else, who will help to put Trinidad and Tobago on the right course. Because we need to better this condition. We need to be getting our full weight. If a contractor take a work deal, like 100 roads going and pave, it can't be a deal and wheel and deal and wheel. It has to be doing the best work possible for the best price. I'm not saying they don't need to make a profit.
Right.
Everybody needs to make a profit to live and to survive. For a matter of fact, pay a man properly so that he don't have to cut corners and skim. You know what I'm saying? Because that's what it is, do a lot of small contractors out here. When they're dealing with these small contractors who ain't paying no kickback, who not doing no dirty thing, they getting you it with they're cutting it real thin. They're laughing when they get the contract, they say he going and bust. They what work? He ain't making a cent, But when they cut and they make a contract for the bigger boys, cream, whipped cream, icing, sprinkles, cherry on top. Let we get this correct in Trinidad and Tobago. If we don't have a society that the underpinning understanding is everybody have to live, then where we going? Our budget, in Mr. Imbert's mind, foremost supposed to be the concept. Real simple, you know. Everybody have to live.
Right. Which is important.
And that is the fundamental problem within our society. That overarching understanding that everybody is human and everybody is people. That do exist.
See, the line's hot.
Go ahead. I done.
Line's hot this morning.
I done for the morning. Go ahead.
Good morning. Caller, morning. All right. Caller, good morning. Welcome. Yes?
Who probably lines I want to hear the support of them think of what will happen. So I love to listen. The conversation is going to end daily. Nice combination, man. I love to listen. I want to call and get on. I'm sure not 2 cents. Yeah.
Caller, good morning. Welcome.
Good morning again. Good morning to you, Fuad.
Morning, good morning, blessed morning to you.
Why would I get a feedback to you?
Go ahead.
Yeah. Fuad, I'll call and tell you that he's getting cut off and everybody else. You know, I don't listen to 2 programs because I was cut off on both. But I'm not going to boast about it. And Fuad, I know there are times when you tell Bruce to cut off some people because you don't want to hear their views. And now you can play that back. But, you know, this is, and I like this radio station. I listen to others. I like this radio station because we got a variety. And it's good. And whether it's good or bad, we have to listen to other people. We have to know what in our country, how people think. And it's important also to hear the opposition because you want to know how they think, how they would address things, right? And to compare it like you said. Mm-hmm. But, you know, in our environment, and when I say environment, I mean where we socialize, where we practice our faith, we have rules and certain people govern the rules. One time I went to a Hindu wedding. I didn't know I had to take out my shoe. And I later learned that the bride had to get how many virgins to go with her. There are rules and principles. And, you know, people talk about all kind of rules. And I'm saying that because you talk about going up on the party bus. And I'm saying you have to be careful what you say because other people are listening, you know. And so as leaders, we have to be very careful. If we do something, you know, there is a little saying, the truth, what is that?
The truth shall set you free.
You must speak the truth.
Right. Yeah.
But you don't, there's not everything you say. Forget the thing is,
right.
It's not all the truth that you
talk
about.
Understand the line that you're going down. Yeah.
Right, and that is the same thing with government dealing. You know, it's not everything like you say, people will get noisy and say, oh God, they got so much, and why we know that? But you know, in every business, you have to keep some money in order to take care when things go bad in the business, to keep your employees, to buy more stuff.
For sure.
So it's all of that. It's not everything you have to say, right? My grandson told me, let me just say one thing. My grandson told me the other day, he said, you know, some people saying CAPE is harder than the CXC or something like that. He said, but no, it's how you study. And if you study, I didn't ask him anything about his work, you know, but we were talking. And he mentioned that to me. And it's how people behave at home, in the public, and the place they socialize. And stop blaming other people. If you don't work, you don't get paid. Simple as that. And if you don't work, the country would not get better. Have a pleasant morning, Bill and Fuad.
Yeah, man.
To you.
Yeah.
Caller, good morning. Welcome.
Yeah. 2 years. Pleasant morning, Brother Dave, Brother Abu Bakar. Good morning.
Pleasant morning. Blessings.
Good morning, Trinidad and Tobago. Well, I get a little privilege of the radio, and it has to be short because time is real short. And what I want to say is the budget was a budget. Whether it's good or it's bad, it was a budget. What are you looking at is how much people in your society really understand the pros and cons of your country, of the ministry. So that, it didn't cut on the frequency, so that people could be satisfied really that they really understand our budget. This is where we whole society had to change in a way where we cannot be control and the colonial politics where two set of people in parliament, and in our case, two ethnic people who fighting one another, like some have to go and talk back and before a budget and all. And where we ending up on the end talking about how it's good and how it ain't good, what we really gain out of that budget? When, as we are the people who are slaves, who come to a point where we're still in a position like that and not being organized, where we going with a society when all of we fragmented talking even so after the budget? This is why they be talking about let me organize, but people don't want to hear that. So that I can talk more based on that budget was a budget. How you get it, take it, because we ain't organized to deal with the matter from the parliament out as an organized people. Thank you, brothers and sisters. Thank you, Trinidad and Tobago. And I say something there. I hope we wake up as slaves who being controlled still by colonialism. Thank you.
Right. Lines hot today. Caller, good morning.
Good morning to you, Daily Voice.
Morning.
Hello. Good morning to you, Daily Voice. And peace be upon you, my brother, Mr. Baca.
Yeah, blessings, man.
Good
Peace
morning,
be
Trinidad and Tobago. I want to say, I like the image I see here this morning. I want to say the future of the country will benefit from this program. I think, I believe that Mr. Baca is going to do a good job. And citizens of Trinidad and Tobago, especially the young people, listen to this program and more. This program will benefit you. I can't stay long, but I'll have a good day.
Come on.
Yeah, man. Blessings.
Let's see here. Ooh. Caller, good morning. Welcome.
Hello.
Hi, morning.
Hello. Good morning. Are you hearing me?
Good morning. Loud and clear.
Great. Great. I have been trying to get into this program 3 weeks. Especially when Mr. Fuad Bakar is there, because I recognize that he speaks from his heart and he's genuine about it and wants to see what he speaks about. However, I am speaking as an elder with a responsibility that I need to intervene and add something to the mix.
Nice.
This is very important information. By my specialty is in gerontology. So I deal mainly with the elders, but I deal across the board with aging. And I want all like Mr. Chance and Mr. Yates, because I'm an ardent listener of your program. So I want you all to understand that while we're looking at the surface, what is happening underneath is what is called an aging tsunami. All of us know that a tsunami has to draw back from the beach. And it kind of recedes when water to form a wave that is higher than we could ever imagine before it crests. Well, the reason why we are calling the aging issue a tsunami is because our elders, now these are the persons age 60 and over, are now represented around 15.1 to 16.4% of our total population. That in numbers is between 229,000 to 234,000 of us. Who, most of us, pension is our only form of income. I want to talk quicker, but I want you all to listen to what I'm saying.
Go ahead, take your time.
This is not seen to the naked eye. When the EBC recently did a survey for their voting bloc, they discovered that we have 1,000 centenarians. And because of my field digging deeper into the demographics, the eldest one is 112. I am in my 70s. I am now in my midlife because the lifespan is now 120. So what we are dealing with in Trinidad and Tobago is an aging population. And an aging population is when you have low mortality, low fertility, and migration in the mix. As a result of which, people are not dying when the economists would like them to die. We are living longer. So here we have, and I want you all to pay attention to what I'm saying, because the government is the biggest employer of 90,000 employees of hourly, daily, weekly, and monthly paid. The monthly paid are the established staff in the public service. They do not contribute to a pension plan, yet they are entitled to pension, and they could even leave after 33 and a third years and get full pension until their demise. And what is happening, they are now living longer in their post-retirement years than the years they work.
Yes.
And government has to pay that. The IMF flagged that since 1997, that this is not sustainable because they have to pay this pension. And we are the highest pension in the Caribbean, with the baseline being 3,005. Madness when you compare it with what others are doing. Yet it is consistent. So when we and one major point I want to make so that Fuad could understand how they calculate what is the poverty line. They look at how many are in the working force in numbers, and those are the ones that through the tax PAYE that goes into the consolidated and all the different funds to pay grants and what have you. It is the working force that is sustaining the dependence on what is called a dependency ratio, where the people who are under 15 years plus the number of people who are over 65. That is your pensioners. Well, guess what happening with the dependency ratio?
It's increasing.
Because now of what going on in the workforce, we are now in a minus population growth. Birth rate is now 1.67 when it should be 2.2 to sustain the economy. Inside that workforce, whatever the numbers are, hear what's going on inside there. You have vehicular accidents that killing largely the Indo-Trinidadians. You have homicide rate that killing largely the Afro-Trinidadians. Inside there, you have unemployment, underemployment, unemployable. Then you also have inside there HIV/AIDS, wiping out more the females between 14 and 44. You also have divorce rates. All of these are exacerbating what they are contributing to sustain our pensioners. So NIS done flagging that it's unsustainable. But we're talking now about the government side of it, where it's non-contributory. Where is the government going to get the money to pay the pensioners and sustain them to live a life of quality? And so they have to also, and I'll make this last point, having worked in the government, because I was inside the government working, and what you recognize when Mr. Imbert and then the Ministry of Finance, they put a big chart up on the wall, and they have to list all the grants that the seniors could access. And when they add up, they have to make sure that they always have a pool of money in case these 229,000 of us access all the grants, even though they might be means tested. They have to allocate money to hold for them, just in case. So in the meanwhile, what are the seniors enjoying? Free ferry, free bus, free this, free CDAP, free everything that you could think of. And they have to add up all these grants if seniors access them and add it on to the 3,005. You know how much each senior would be getting? 15,000. So when people just say increase the pension, they feel it's just to add on 500 or add on 1,000. It is more than that. They have to cater for if all these seniors access the facilities that are there. They get funeral grant. They get eyeglasses.
Come in for London.
Prosthetics, all this for free.
Come in for London. Come in for London.
Now, I want to make sure that I paint the picture.
Yes,
so
you're
that
painting
you
it.
understand that this tsunami is happening, and when it crests in 2050, 30.1% of our seniors would be alive. So you get the picture.
Thank you.
All right? Do the math. Thanks a lot for allowing me these few minutes, but it was worth me 3 weeks waiting.
Thank you very much for the information.
Bye.
And the time is upon us.
Yeah, time is upon us.
The phone lines are still going crazy.
Apologies, we started late.
Yeah.
Just a day to wait all year. Tomorrow is Wednesday. Then Thursday, God willing, God spare life.
The conversation.
Yeah, the conversation can continue. What I want to say, and I'm very glad that I call most mother, right? Mother Colleen, with that information. I am sure that those who have governed our society for the last, how much years? 5, 6 decades, right? I am sure they are well aware. I would like people to understand how very, very blessed we are
as a nation.
As a nation. Listen to me. Because even with those figures that she has given, those immense costs, we have been able, by whatever tax, supplemental tax we give to these oil companies and gas companies, we have been able, just owning a 10% stake in Atlantic LNG, to sustain what we doing in Trinidad and Tobago. Understand what I'm saying? Whatever the deal is, whatever Trinidad and Tobago deal is with BP, BG, Shell, Repsol, who else is the other entities? They just change hands sometimes, right? With just that, because that is where it comes from.
Right.
That's where all of our foreign revenue comes from, for the most part. We don't export nothing really. Chief does export some pepper and whatever. Carib does export some little thing. Who does export a little thing, right? The commanding heights of our economy, oil, gas, ammonia, downstream products, right? We have been able to sustain and spend all the money we
expressed are not necessarily the views of the management of the Street 919 FM.
As we transition into summer, we continue to talk politics, current events, entertainment, and what's trending while balancing the talk with some of your favorite tunes, both old and new. Our purpose is to keep you informed and edify you, as well as to give you food for thought on the current affairs of this nation and the world. Keep it locked to the Street 919 FM every day, all day. Our on-air numbers are 342-0081 and 466-5391. Visit us on Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok. The Street 919 FM. YouTube, IWER TV.